Hello everyone and welcome to my Flight Training 101 Basic Flight Guide. This guide is based off of the Star Citizen Live Patch 3.16. During the guide I will consider it a success if by the end you can spawn your ship at point A and then store it at point B. I will be doing a 201 and 301 guide as well, covering advanced flight systems and combat. For now, the obvious place to start is spawning your ship. To spawn your ship, you will have to locate the vehicle retrieval consoles in the city spaceport. Approach the console, hold F, and click on it. From here, you will see all of your ships. You will also see their locations and status. Your ships by default are physically located where your home location was set to. To spawn a ship, click on the retrieval arrow in the actions column. ATC will then spawn the ship in a hangar or pad and show you which location it was spawned in. If you miss the message, you can simply look for your ship's marker and it will tell you where it is. Next, you will have to take one of the elevators that are located near the consoles down to the hangar or pad. It's usually good practice as you are headed out to your pad or hangar to verify you are wearing a helmet. You can hit I to check you have one equipped. You can also verify by hitting F4 to go in third person. Once you are on the pad or in the hangar, approach your ship. Most small ships are entered from the pilot's left side. The ship will either have a door or ladder on the side. Some ships have a circle marker showing you where to look. Hold F and click on the Enter Ship command. If your ship has an interior, approach the pilot seat, hold F again, followed by clicking on Enter Pilot Seat. Now that we are in the pilot seat, let's start talking about flying. First off, hit R to power the ship up into flight ready. You can also hold F and locate the command somewhere in the interface. Let's cover some of the information that is on display for you. In the bottom right of the HUD, you will see two bars for your fuel. HYD is your hydrogen fuel. This is used to fly the ship around. QUA is quantum fuel. This is used for quantum jumps and travel. To the top right is your weapons and ammo. We will cover this more in the 301 guide that will cover combat. The right side also has pitch and altitude bars. This shows your relative pitch. The altitude bar will only be on display when you are in an atmosphere of a celestial body. On the bottom left, you will see various indicators for ship functions. For some ships, this may be a physical feature you will have to locate, but on most, it is a digital part of the HUD, like in the Aurora you see on screen. There is an indicator for VTOL or vertical takeoff and landing, to help if your ship has that feature. Most small ships will not. There are also the CPLD and ESP indicators, which we will get into with more advanced guides. For today, the gear indicator is all we will worry about, as this is your landing gear. On the left, you will also see a velocity bar. This shows your current velocity. Where the bar goes red are speeds that will have larger impacts on maneuverability or combat. We will cover that more in the 301 guide, but for now, know that it will be harder to steer the faster you go, especially when your speed is in the red bar. The box next to the bar is your maximum velocity. You may increase or decrease this with the mouse wheel. The arrow also shows your velocity. I think that is enough to concern ourselves with for now. Let's get in the air. If you are brand new, you will be starting off in a hangar in a city. You will need to request for them to open the door. Hit F11 to open the Comlink tab of the MOBA glass. On the top left, switch to the Friends tab. The top option is usually the landing services of the location you are in. To call them, click on the arrow and diamond icon in the bottom right of its tab. It will open a chat window and they will respond by granting you permission to leave. They will then slowly open the door. Once the door is open enough, it is time to take off. If you want to take it easy, you can decrease your max speed to take it easy. Either way, we will hit space to take off vertically. To move forward, we will hold down W. Point the ship by using the mouse to control your pitch and yaw. Once we are clear of the hangar, let's bring up our landing gear by hitting N and get into how flight works in Star Citizen. The first thing to get across is that space flight is 6-directional. Strafing is going to be one of your primary ways to move. We already saw that to strafe up is space. To strafe down is left control. To strafe forward is W, back is S, left is A, right is D. To roll to the right is E, to roll to the left is Q. While flying, you can use an afterburner to give a boost of speed in the direction you are thrusting by holding left shift. You'll see a bar appear on the left showing how long you can boost for before you will need to let it refresh. The boost is also used for your space brake. Holding down X will boost against your current velocity, bringing you to a stop. If you want to fly in third person, you can use F4, just like when on foot. While in third person, you can look around your ship by holding Z and using the mouse. To realign the camera, hold F4 and hit asterisk on the numpad. A simple tip for flying I have is that if you are losing control of your ship, you can use the right shift button to zero out your ship's movement. This is helpful if you lose orientation and want to stop. Now that we've covered the basics, let's get you flying across the verse. Look at your pitch and relative bars and point yourself out to space. 90 on the bars will indicate that you are pointed directly away from land. Start by taking off. You can hit C to enable cruise control, saving you the trouble of holding W. Our goal is to get out of the planet's atmosphere so that we can enable a quantum jump to get away from the planet. If you want to jump to another location on the planet, you will not need to get as far away. I will put on screen the altitudes that you must reach on different planets to be able to jump. Once you are past that altitude, let's set up a quantum jump. Hit B to enable your quantum drive. It will spool up and get ready to jump. You'll see markers pop up for all the different locations that you can jump to. For now, pick a random marker. You'll see on the left of your reticle, the drives start to calibrate. Once the calibration has finished and the spool is finished, hold B to start the jump. Your ship will slowly start to accelerate into quantum. If you want to stop the jump, simply hold B again and the ship will start to exit quantum. If you are currently still in quantum, go ahead and cancel it. If you have already reached your destination, you are fine. Let's talk about going to a certain location. Hit F2 to go to your star map. The star map shows the verse of Star Citizen. You can zoom in and out with the scroll wheel. You can double tap on a location to zoom into it, or double right click to quickly zoom all the way back out. Click on a target to select it. Then click Set Route on top of the screen. This will set a flight plan to that location. In the top left, you will see a route plan appear. This will provide you with all the information you need to get to that location. It shows the steps needed to get there, and on the bottom left, how many are left. It shows the amount of quantum fuel you currently have, the amount it will require, as well as how much each step will consume. In the bottom right, it will tell you in seconds how long the trip will roughly take. As you start the route, it will even show progress per each step by adjusting the bars. Go ahead and click Clear Route to clear the path. Let's set a course for a local rest and relaxation space station. The R&R stations are easy to identify in Stanton. Their names start with a 3-letter abbreviation for the planet they are in orbit with, followed by their identifying number. Some R&R may orbit the planets themselves. Some sit on the planet's orbit around the sun. For example, HER L4. HER tells us that it is part of the Hurston orbit. This one happens to be on the planet's orbit rather than orbiting the planet itself. L4 is its identifier compared to her L1, so find a close R&R and set a route to it. Once it is set, exit the star map. Once you have a route set and exit, you will notice a marker appear. If it is out of the screen, the marker will be an arrow showing which direction you need to turn. Turn until the marker is under your reticle. Press B to enable your quantum drive if it's not still enabled. Wait for the spool and calibration to finish, then hold B to jump. If your route requires multiple jumps, repeat until you arrive at the station. Keep in mind that after a jump, your drive needs to cool down before it will let you jump again. The time it takes to cool down depends on the drive in your ship, as well as how long your previous jump was. When you arrive at the station, you should be able to do a very short quantum hop to get closer to the station, though it may not always let you. With that aside, let's land at the station. Press B to shut down your quantum drive, and approach the station. When you get within ATC's call range, you will see a message pop up telling you to contact ATC. Once we are within its range, let's go ahead and come to a stop and request permission to land. You only need to request permission to land at space stations and cities. Outposts on planets and moons do not require permission. We request permission the same way as we requested permission to take off. Hit F11, Friends, and click on the arrow on the station's card. It will hail them and they will give us a pad or hangar to land. You'll see a marker appear showing our pad or hangar that we were assigned. If it is out of your view, you will see an arrow showing you which way to turn. Let's head over to our pad. Once you get close, you will notice it highlights the zone you are to land in. If you don't see it, you may be on the underside of the pad and have to go to the other side. Let's get in position above the pad, but keep our distance. Hit N to bring down your landing gear. You can now either strafe down slowly using left control to land, or if you're close enough, this should be inside of the blue light emanating from the pad, you can hold N to trigger auto landing. If auto landing doesn't take over, then you may need to get closer and try again. Once you are landed, I recommend hitting I to turn off your engines. You can use U to power down the whole ship. I recommend just turning off the engines because if you are on the pad and someone comes by and starts shooting at your ship, you'll be in trouble. Leaving the power on will keep your shields up to help protect the ship. While we are here, let's hit F1 to enter the MOBA glass and go to the Vehicle Maintenance Services tab, which has a wrench icon. Here you can click on Services and confirm them. This has the station repair, rearm, or refuel your ship. They do take time though to happen, so you can't just select them and fly off. Depending on your ship, refueling or repairing can take upwards of a minute or two, especially if you have a ship with a large empty fuel tank that took a lot of damage. Let's go store the ship. Hold Y to get out of the pilot's seat. If this dumps you into an interior, go exit the door. We'll then need to locate the elevator and take it up to the lobby. Once in the lobby, go to the vehicle retrieval console. The action button for your ship should now show an arrow pointed into a shelter shape. This action will store your ship at the station. Go ahead and store your ship. Storing your ship will prevent landing services from getting mad at you for taking up a landing pad or hangar for too long. It is a good idea to store your ship if you will be at a location for any extended period of time. If you fail to do so, they will forcibly store your ship and may fine you, depending on the current patch of Star Citizen. Having to store your ship does not apply to outposts. Congratulations, you have now spawned a ship, taken off, traveled at 10 to 20% the speed of light, then landed and stored it at a different location. I hope this gives you the confidence to start exploring the verse and seeing what it has to offer. I will be doing a 201 guide that gets into more depth on the displays and flight systems in Star Citizen. I will also be doing a 301 guide that covers combat and weapons systems, so subscribe for when those go live. With that aside, thank you all, and I'll see you in the verse.